Hello there, and welcome to the Dork's Deduction.
Since when did we do introductions like that?
Since now.
Since you're taking the reins.
Yeah.
Because you found a silly little book.
Yes, I did. I did find a silly little book.
It's a sexy book.
It's been giving me whimsy for the last couple of months.
Yeah.
That sounds dirty.
Robin Tug.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Robin Tug?
And not pictures either. Actual words.
It is nice when you discover, I can read books that don't have any pictures in it. And I'd still be entertained. I remember getting my first chapter book as a child. I felt so impressed and happy with myself. And I'd go sit in the reading room and read.
For ages, where normal people don't go.
Yeah. I was telling this kid at work about this place that I used to go to and told him it was a library. And then he said, they have them now, but people are allowed to talk in them. I was like, oh my God. And we're only allowed to take out one book every time. I was like, are you kidding me? Just one book.
People that go to libraries to hang out and talk to their friends, I really hate that.
To be fair, we did do that in uni.
Yeah.
But we went to the area where you're allowed to talk.
We were interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure
I don't think anyone else thought we were interesting. Everyone else thought we were a hindrance to their work.
Yeah, but I didn't find them interesting, so...
Because they weren't. They were boring. They were busy doing work while we were just talking.
Yeah, very, very boring, Why don't you do work in a library?
Do you want to know, like, the saddest experience I had? Because, sometimes I'd stay there, like, really, really late. Mm. It was about 3 a.m. one time, right? Uh-huh. And all I heard was some girl crying and, like, about to scream. And this was a silent area, so obviously you look around, it's like, who's making noise? Who's making noise? I'm trying to do work. A girl had fallen. She was using one of those, the uni computers. And you know how they turn off after, like, 15 minutes of inactivity? She was writing her essay on that, and then she fell asleep and didn't save it.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. I did feel sorry for her. I'm just like, but you should have clicked save after.
You should do it like your life depends on it, like an addiction, every 5 minutes.
Yeah, after like every paragraph, I used to, not even every paragraph, every time that I stopped thinking for a moment or stopped typing, I'll press save.
There's times where I've saved after I've saved.
Yeah, no, I usually double save.
It's like a compulsive
just in case it doesn't save the first time.
Yeah, exactly. Compulsive disorder, sorry.
No, it's a good compulsive disorder.
Oh, it's, yeah, of course.
Everyone should hit save. It would save so much trouble for everyone.
Yeah.
I save it after every word.
You save it after every word. How long does it take you to do the fucking essay then?
Ages, yeah.
Probably shouldn't save after every bloody word. Maybe after every sentence, yeah.
Yeah, but at least it's saved.
Mm.
I even do that with documents that aren't even that important.
Really?
Save. But you know what I'm like with my little things. Yeah. I have to do them.
Yeah. You need to see a doctor, really, don't you?
Yeah, therapists are expensive. I've looked it up. That's why there's so many psychos around, okay? Because therapists are really expensive.
Yeah.
Blame it on the therapist's pay.
Yeah. Their
salary. We could reduce so many psychopaths if there were more affordable therapists around.
They're just so greedy as well.
I know.
Mm.
To be fair, sometimes I just think they just want to keep you there for as long as possible anyways, so you can keep paying them.
Yeah.
Most of the people they see probably don't even have proper problems.
From what I've heard, they talk bollocks most of the times anyway.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people say therapy doesn't help them at all.
I think it helps some people because it's just getting everything out.
Yeah.
They don't need any advice or anything. They just need someone to talk to. And some people don't have that.
True.
And then there's that myth that therapists deliberately don't break any grounds because it means they get more money from constant visits.
Yeah.
Which would make sense, I suppose.
To be fair, I don't think I've got any major issues. Maybe I just need someone to rant at, so, like...
Us.
It's just stress off my... Yeah, that's what the podcast... The reason we're doing this podcast is because £85 a year is cheaper than what a therapist would charge.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it just means me and Chris have to listen to it.
Yeah, and
time
the listeners.
after time.
Incidentally...
But to be fair, the listeners must love our ranting because they keep coming back.
Well... Maybe it's one of those situations where you hate someone, you keep having to see what shit they're talking about next.
You mean like Kim and Kanye?
I suppose so, yes.
I think it's just my...
Go ahead.
I was just going to say it's my sexy voice that brings the listeners back every time. Yeah.
No, wasn't it me and Chris discovered one of our episodes, it's just the two of us, so didn't it do really well? Which one was that? The tapas one.
Tapas, yes.
Yeah, the creepypasta tapas. That one did very well in, like, the space of a few weeks.
Yeah,
so you weren't in that one, Matt, actually. So,
I thought the Alyssa Lamb one
we didn't
was
have
quite
the
popular.
sex appeal, you know.
Pardon?
The Alyssa Lamb one was quite popular.
That's had more time. The Tapas one had only been up for 3 weeks.
You're prepared to do it without me, then.
So, Matt, you could basically go. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
We'll live without
Well,
you.
let's hope that doesn't happen. What?
You're really sticking with the same one.
Seduction podcast, where we talk about stuff.
I'm hoping it's going to
So
work.
if you hadn't listened, listeners, last week, Matt fucked up the episode because he forgot what it was about. He thought it was about the Hope Diamond when the Hope Diamond episode is actually this week.
Yeah, it was all him.
So he's reusing the segue he made last week.
What is the world without hope, though, Tarmin? That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Hope. I was hoping to, I was hoping to use the term diamond geezer at some point, and that would be a segue, but because you've basically cornered the segue and decided to reuse the one that you already fucked up.
Go on.
Because I've never said the word geezer, and I was excited about using it, but okay.
Lay down a situation where diamond geezer is accessible.
I don't know, we could have been talking about anyone, and I'd just call him a diamond
We could
geezer.
have been talking about Tavernier, who we're going to bring up. You could have called him a diamond geezer.
Yeah, he's a diamond geezer, I know who he is. What diamond geezer?
I mean, he's French,
case you listen.
so you'd have to kind of do a French Cockney kind of accent.
Is he diamond geezer?
Yeah.
So yes, we are talking about the curse of the Hope Diamond.
If you hadn't guessed, how would you have guessed that from what we were just saying?
Also known as the Hope Stone and also the Diamond of Death. Yes, that's this week's theme. It's about
We decided to take a break from the serial killers and the brutal murders.
and instead focus on serial inanimate object killers, basically.
Well, mythical object killers.
Well, it's,
Well, no, the
it
object
actually
is a
exists.
myth. The legend is a myth.
The legend is a myth, apparently.
The legend is a myth.
It's just
How
a
does that
myth
even make
keeps...
sense? The legend is a myth.
Well, it's obviously it's just a curse that people it's a myth of a curse that it's everyone knows it's just a myth, but it's just a myth that keeps fulfilling its own legend. So, at what point does a myth start becoming real if it keeps proving itself true? This diamond is responsible. It's been around for actually almost half a millennium. And everyone it's fallen in the hands of since the 1600s has fallen to some grisly or just early fate, death.
Everyone.
Pretty much,
Not everyone.
in some way. And hey, I tell you what, it hops more continents than Indiana Jones.
True.
It's basically, the Hope Diamond is allegedly it was stolen from a temple in Burma or India, and it was transfixed to the forehead of this statue. It was a Hindu goddess, Sita. You might have heard of her. From that, a wonderful Ramadan song. Oh, Diwali, sorry, not Ramadan.
I was about to say Ramadan songs. Like, there's no
Stupid
Ramadan
Chris.
song. Like, you're mixing your religion. That's not racist at all.
It's not racist at all.
Chris,
No,
it's such a
we'll move
racist.
swiftly on.
I mean, you've been racist on so many
yeah.
episodes.
Hey, Matt, this is why he keeps ending up in prison. That
Yeah.
and, the sexual harassment.
We all white people look the same. So it was transfixed to this head.
The old white men look the same. Every single one.
Did you know that the reason white men get so wrinkly is because of the pigments in their skin? That's why if you have a white man and a black man at the same age, the white man has more wrinkles.
That makes sense, yeah.
Anyway, the Hope Diamond.
Can I just... Oh, you finish. It's about the statue. You finish off.
Well, in the statue, it was transfixed onto this the forehead of this goddess. It was quite beautiful. And it was wedged out by a priest that was there. And he received a horrible death for act of blasphemy, if anything. And what were you going to say, Matt?
I was going to say, people believe the more likely story is it's just mined from a diamond mine, basically. So people say that the idea that it was stolen from this statue is a bit of a myth as well. However...
Well, maybe it started off in a diamond mine and found its way here.
Yeah. However, there's no certainty over where it originated from.
Yeah, but it's not unheard of that some sort of curse or something has had embellishment to the story to make it more alluring. So it's perfectly feasible that it could have just been found in a random mine somewhere.
Because the god that you're talking about is god of destruction, wasn't it? That's where they think the idea of it kind of cursing people comes from.
Hang on.
It's that thing about building a narrative around something.
Sita was a female goddess, wasn't it? Wicked King Nirvana came to capture Sita, and it wasn't like who's the guy who went to save her? I can't remember, but he had arrows, and he was
Is
aided
it
by
Hawkeye?
them. I wish.
Legolas?
Kirk. No, Clint. No, fuck. Yeah, and they had Wicked King Nirvana, Kirk, and yeah, it was a cool story. I remember hearing it when I was a kid, but wasn't Sita a female goddess?
I think so, yeah.
I just from what I was reading, they said the god had powers of like destruction, and that's where the idea that
Women could destruct things.
No, I'm not saying they can't, but I was saying the gods that we were talking about had the powers of destruction.
How about we just look it up rather than arguing, and we'll just cut
yes.
this shit out?
That might help.
Or let's go the more racist route and tell everyone to picture that god out of the Indiana Jones Temple of Doom, the Kali Ma guy.
Sita, also known as... yeah, she's a woman.
She is a woman. Mm-hmm. Yes, I thought so. Yes, Chris's knowledge comes through again.
I told you it was a freaking woman. You guys didn't believe me.
I said it was a woman.
Okay, was it just Matt that was just like, women can't do that?
I didn't say that. I said the god had powers of destruction. I didn't say where it's from.
If you say so.
Okay. Well, there is no known date for when this actually took place, the removing from the statue. But the first recorded history that I have is in 1642 when Jean-Baptiste Tavernier... How do you say it? Tavernier?
Jean-Baptiste.
Jean-Baptiste Tavernier, who died in 86. A French jeweller visited India and bought a 112-carat blue diamond believed to have come from the Kolar mine in... Oh, there you go, Matt. Golconda, India.
Yeah.
That's the one. Only the Great Mogul could sell diamonds, so whether it was bought legally or smuggled out is unknown. But Tavernier travelled back to France in 1668.
Tavernier or Tavernier?
Tavernier, let's call him Jeff.
Okay.
In 1668, where Louis the 16th, I think it is it?
14th, I think. Yeah, 14th, because it's IV.
14th. All right. It's XIV.
Yeah, XIV. XVI would be 16.
Yeah, that means 15 minus 1, 14.
Okay, there we
Learn
go.
your Roman numerals, Chris.
I'm just getting up a chart now, because there's a few of these. So, yeah, okay.
How about you just say XXX and then we could tell you what it is?
XIV. So XIV is 14th, you're right. So, Louis XIV bought the large blue diamond as well as 44 other large carat diamonds and 1,122 smaller diamonds. So it was part of a package deal.
I wish I could go back in time and marry him.
Why would you want to marry him?
Because of all the diamonds.
He's all French.
Oh, God, I'm a cliche, aren't I? Because of all the diamonds.
Fucking hell, woman.
But they're all sparkly.
Woman?
This is the most cliched female I've ever played during one of these episodes, isn't it?
As you say played, it's all you.
I like diamonds, so what?
So, Tavernier was made a nobleman because of this, well, wacky guy, and he died at the ripe old age of 84 in Russia. So, he didn't get a bad take on this.
84?
84.
But if you heard the myth about him...
Go on.
One of the reasons why this curse, the idea of this curse exists is because there's a myth that he was attacked by wolves and that's how he died. But there's absolutely no evidence that happened.
Yes, that's it. I said he was lucky, but no. According to legend, Tavernier was torn apart by wild dogs on his trip to Russia. So, we thought he got away with it, but no, Diamond doesn't allow that.
So that's not true, though, is it?
No, it's not true.
It's a legend, but I don't know.
Oh, it's almost certainly not true. Because the whole idea that he that all the people died in early death. I mean, he lived to 84, and there's absolutely no evidence that he got attacked by wolves.
If he lived to 84 and just got killed by a wolf, isn't that better than living to 84 and slowly dying?
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, it was 18 years since he sold the diamond anyway, so
it was years. Yeah.
Did the people that die have the diamond in their possession at the time, or?
Well, you shall find out.
Okay.
But pretty much, yeah.
That's probably why then he didn't die.
Yeah.
So
He sold it.
In 1673, Louis XIV decided to recut the diamond to enhance its brilliance. So he wanted to reshape it, make it more, the French were into making things a bit more, making sparkly more sparkly, basically. The newly cut gem was 67 carats. It was officially named the Blue Diamond of the Crown, and he would often wear the gem on a long ribbon around his neck. So it shows you how beautiful this thing was. You can see pictures of it online, but it was so good. It was royalty standard. And it was officially named the Blue Diamond. Louis XIV allowed one of his favourite mistresses, the Marquise de Montespan, to wear it also, but she was publicly disgraced shortly after and fell from his favour. What a tramp.
Can I just add to that happened to a lot of his mistresses, so the idea that it's kind of she's cursed, I would argue, is a bit that of sceptical.
True. Yeah, it's a good point, actually. And not all of them were given the diamond anyway.
Yeah, because there was also, I was reading of someone else who worked for him that was also allowed to wear the diamond on special occasions. Did you get him? It's a guy called Nicolas Fouquet, I think it is.
Oh, the finance minister.
Or Fouquet, I don't know how you say that.
It's probably Fouquet, isn't it? If we're thinking of where it is.
Tobias
I just
Fouquet.
like the idea of thinking.
Fouquet.
So yeah, he was guardian of the crown jewels,
Yeah.
and supposedly wore the diamond for a festive occasion, and again was later disgraced, imprisoned, and executed by order of the king in 1680. Shit.
But he'd spent 15 years in the prison as well, hadn't he? Before that,
He had, yeah.
So that's not nice. And I was reading on the thing I'm reading. It says some people believe that he may be the real man in the Iron Mask. Apparently.
Oh yeah, I've thought about that.
Yeah.
Because he was already in prison, wasn't he? And plus, like, we don't know anything. We only know the way this guy was treated, and that he was.
Yeah, no one knows anything about this man in the Iron Mask.
And then it was all these years later, we only just found out it was DiCaprio.
Oh.
Didn't know that. So yeah, finally, to end this little saga, Louis XIV himself died in agony of gangrene, his empire in ruins. And there's a time skip. Quite a massive time skip, actually. If you just bear with me 1 second, I've got to see what this numeral is. Yes, of course, it would be 15. So in
X and V, 15.
Back there a minute. I think he died. His empire wasn't in ruins, eh? I thought he was one of the strongest kings of France.
Oh, he might.
I think that's Louis
King
XVI.
Louis was a fairly strong
Louis
king,
XVI, because he was the one that got to go. We're going to have to go through this again, but he was the one that got guillotined. What led to the French Revolution.
Trust him, he did like half a year in history.
It's not too important, but I don't know. But also, I would point out he was on the throne for 72 years, so I wouldn't say it's exactly.
These people were living long lives.
Yeah, well, they were the wealthiest.
Yeah, but even wealth. I mean, there is no medicine or like proper doctors or properly skilled doctors around. And there's not enough money in the world, is there?
Point, gangrene was quite a prominent disease at the time as well.
That's true,
yeah. And he survived quite a lot of illnesses, so he did all right.
It's good to get the facts straight, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I think that's the case. I'm almost certain about that. Right.
I'm not very good at history, so I'm not going to get involved, but I'm pretty sure Matt is correct.
I don't want to sound a killjoy.
No, it's not like what we have is we have the myth going on, but we also have like counter arguments to it. You know, it's a good
the facts.
mixture. Yeah,
that's the counter argument.
All right, well, we continue on in quite a big time gap. In 1749, Louis XV was king and ordered the crown jeweller to make a decoration for the Order of the Golden Fleece, using the blue diamond and Côte du Bretagne, a large red spinel, thought at the time to be a ruby. The resulting decoration was extremely ornate and large. It was later a favourite gem of Mary Antoinette, the wife of King Louis
the 16th.
16th.
You said 15th before, didn't you?
No, it was 15th before, but she was It was later favourite gem of Marie Antoinette, the wife of King Louis XVI. So it does go on a bit. He was beheaded at the French Revolution.
What happened to Louis XV?
Probably died, I would argue.
We'll probably get to it.
I'm assuming he died because this was 1700s, but like, how did he die?
It doesn't say. Do you have any more information on that?
I don't think he lasted long because the thing about Louis the XIV is that he outlived all of his surviving sons by quite well. Because you've got to remember, he was on the throne for 72 years, and as a rule, people didn't live long at the time. So he was a bit of a anomaly. Yes.
Also, isn't Marie Antoinette the? No, I'm thinking of Bathory.
Bathory was the. He was the one that murdered all those women and bathed in blood
You're
and stuff
mixing
like
them
that.
up.
Bathory,
You're mixing them up, definitely.
Okay, this woman.
That's an episode for another day.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Marie Antoinette is the one that supposedly said, "Let them eat cake," but they believe that she never actually said that.
Well, yeah, it would be embellished, wouldn't it?
What I would say about going back to Louis XIV quickly, he was involved in the Spanish War or something, of succession or something. So at the time of his death, I think they were probably at war or something like that. So let me try and find the Louis XV.
You know what? It's probably not important if it's glossed over.
Yeah, he probably died very boringly.
So because it's been around for centuries this time, we can't go through every single one of the pet owners because this is going to be a bitch. We have like half an hour left.
Actually, Louis XV, he wasn't that cursed. He was on the throne for nearly 60 years. So
60, that's not bad.
Fucking hell.
So I don't think he was that cursed.
Are they not allowed to name their children other names?
It's just what they used to do a lot at the time. It was if you were meant to take your father's name. Like, your eldest son would always be called what the dad was. Is this what, it's meant to be a good name or something like that. So you'd call your eldest son, who was meant to be the most special of the children.
Yeah, because favouritising children is great.
Well, in the royal family it was, because that was who your successor was going to be.
Anyway, moving on.
Well, according to malign legend, Marie Antoinette and Louis XVI were killed because of the Blue Diamond's curse. The Princess de Lamballe, a member of the court, had briefly worn the diamond, and she was torn to pieces by a French mob. During the French Revolution, the crown jewels, including the Blue Diamond, were taken from the royal couple after they attempted to flee France in 1791. The jewels were placed in the royal storehouses, but were not properly guarded. Though most of the crown jewels were soon recovered, the Blue Diamond was not. And somehow the Dutch diamond cutter Wilhelm Fowles obtained it, recut the diamond, and was then robbed by his own son Hendrik. Wilhelm was said to have been ruined and died of grief, and Hendrik Fowles committed suicide in 1830. So this is where the curse is starting to heat up a bit after all this tragedy.
Yeah.
I bet Wilhelm wasn't happy about that. I bet he might have ended up screaming about that.
A little bit off-cut, wouldn't you say? I don't even know how that
cut straight
works,
to his heart.
Oh well.
That must be.
I was just going to go for the Wilhelm scream, but okay.
I'm just feeling a bit blue. Fuck
And by
it.
the way, Chris, are you reading this word for word?
Not word for word, no.
You have to remember to give a shout out to this book later before we
I will.
sign off.
It's a great book. So yeah, soon after that, they had not dared to acknowledge the debt to his father. So he had robbed him of it. The man who took the diamond from Fowles was named Francis Bielou, a real low-swinging dude who travelled from Marseille to London to sell it. So it's already come to London. So, by the way, it skipped again. He fell terribly ill from gall fever and died in a poor lodging house. Oh, dear. Just before his death, though, he arranged for a London dealer, Daniel Eliasson, to buy the diamond, but when Eliasson went to pay, Bielou was dead. Whoops. So the money never changed hands. Somehow Eliasson got possession of that diamond. There is a documentation that a large blue diamond of almost 45 carats, the same size, was owned in 1812 by Daniel Eliasson. So he's had it all this time. A diamond merchant. The diamond was described and sketched in colour by an English jeweller, John Francilian, in a legal memorandum, that he signed and dated 19th of September 1812. Okay, so it goes into a whole lot of detail about fact-taking and exchanging of hands. But there is some evidence that dictates that George the Fourth of England bought the blue diamond from Ilyson, and George the Fourth's death in 1830, about 6 years later, the diamond was sold off to pay off his massive debts. It was bought by the banker Henry Philip Hope, and it is said that Hope gave £18,000 to £20,000 for it, although it had been valued at £30,000. So this is big money. Remember, this is like the 1800s.
Yeah, that's big money now. Imagine how much it is back then.
But he got it for a killing. You wouldn't pass that shit up, would you? His nephew, though, Thomas Hope, owned the diamond from 1839 after his uncle's death, and suffered a long series of misfortunes, including the death of his only son. Lord Henry Francis Hope inherited the diamond and suffered scandal, a collapsed marriage and financial ruin. His wife died in poverty. Because of gambling and profligate spending, Francis Hope requested permission from the court in 1898 to sell the Hope diamond, and Francis was only given access to the life interest of his grandmother's estate. His request was denied. In 1899, an appeal case was heard, and again his request was denied. In both cases, Francis Hope's siblings opposed selling the diamond. And in 1901, on an appeal to the House of Lords, Francis Hope finally granted permission to sell the diamond. And it was known now as the Hope diamond, the finest and largest blue diamond in the world. And it only weighed 44 carats, which seems to be getting lighter and lighter.
Gradually smaller and smaller, isn't it?
It keeps getting cut.
Every time it gives up a piece of weight, someone dies. It's that kind of
Did you say it started off, I think, around about 114 carats, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Louis
Oh my God, that's ridiculous. That wouldn't have been true.
112 carats. Louis cut off although this Sita goddess must have had a really big statue or something, maybe. No wonder the guy tried to steal it. So yeah, instead of 67 carats, like it used to be, but was enormously improved in appearance by its recutting, so it keeps getting more beautiful. Lord Henry Francis, Hope's wife, who was well known as the actress May Yoy, which is a big thing back then, used to wear it. He divorced her in 1902, and the diamond was sold. She died in poverty. So, that ends another saga of the diamond's history, and we've gone quite far with this. It's now in the 1900s, 20th century. So, this is where it goes into less famous hands and more into merchants. So, there was a merchant called Hatton Garden, called Adolf Veal. He bought the diamond, transferred it, and almost at once to an American trader named Simon Frankel. Frankel took possession of it. He had financial troubles and had to get rid of the diamond in desperation in 1907. The hope of saving his fortune was why he did this. In 1908, it was in the possession of a French dealer, Jacques Collot. Almost at once sold it to a Russian prince, Ivan Katinovsky, who lent it to his mistress, a beautiful actress named Mademoiselle Laurence Ledoux. She wore it at Folies-Bergère. She was wearing it when Prince Ivan Katinovsky shot her with a revolver. Fantastic. And 2 days afterwards, he was battered to death by Russian revolutionaries. Brilliant. Jacques Collot, who had never received the whole of the purchase price, went mad, and a week after this event, he committed suicide. Hey, we got a threesome. Before Katinovsky died, he had transferred the diamond to a French dealer, who fell downstairs and broke his leg. The French dealer sold it to a Greek jewel broker named Monterides or Monacharides, who took it to Athens. Shortly afterwards, he was captured by thieves, thrown over a cliff, and killed, along with his wife and their 2 children.
God, life's a bitch.
Another version of the story recounts that he drove his carriage off the cliff, killing himself, his wife, and 1 child. So, depending on which one was true, he either committed suicide with 1 kid, or he was killed with 2 kids. And he had just sold the stone for $400,000 to the 34th Sultan of the Ottoman Empire, Abdul Hamid II. But it is not certain that the Sultan actually ever had the diamond in his possession. The Sultan lost his empire in an army revolt in 1909. So you could even say this diamond was probably responsible for the fall of the Ottoman Empire. The diamond had been given to a servant named Abu Sabir to be polished. Abu Sabir said he had never received it, so was flogged, tortured, and thrown into a dungeon for some months. The diamond was found in the possession of a Ghola. He was discovered strangled. It It next appeared in the possession of one of the eunuchs of the Sultan's household named Kalub Bey, who was
I
captured...
love how the Sultan's household has eunuchs.
Well, why not? Like, I would have one.
Why?
Yeah, they sing,
You think
they
it'll be
sing
as
well.
wisdomous as one in Game of Thrones?
Oh, wisdomous, yes. Have wisdom and they can probably sing those high notes that you just can't quite get.
Hey, Chris, I could make you a eunuch if you want.
I prefer the ones that chose to be eunuchs.
Yeah.
I don't want to be one. But,
I'd rather not have heard that.
It next appeared in the Sultan, the eunuch, yep. Named Kalub Bey, who was captured in the street of Istanbul and hanged by a mob from a lamppost. Brilliant. Jave Aga, an official of the Sultan's treasury, attempted to steal the diamond and was hanged. Meantime, the Sultan's favourite concubine, a beautiful French girl, had got a hold of the diamond. She had assumed a Turkish name and was known as Salma Zabubya. She was wearing it when the revolutionaries broke into the Sultan's palace, and when she was killed...
the Sultan gave the Hope Diamond to a concubine.
Well, no, it somehow found its way into her possession. So I don't think he gave it to her.
So she stole it.
Maybe.
So she would have got killed.
She got a hold of it. Well, yeah, she dies. That's no spoilers here. And when she was killed, the diamond was on her breast. Thence, it came to the possession of a Turkish or Persian diamond merchant named Habib Bey, a jewel merchant in Istanbul, or Constantinople. He perished in the shipwreck of a French steamer in the Moluccas, and it seemed that the tragic story of the jewel had reached its conclusion. However, he had left the diamond in Paris, and it came to the possession of a jeweller, Pierre Cartier of Mercier. Cartier, who exhibited it in the Haymarket, London. It was sold in Paris on the 22nd of June 1910 at the Habib Sale at Bailey and Appert for £16,000. A French dealer who bought it for £28,000 sold it to Mr. Edward B. McLean in America for £60,000, which is roughly $180,000. He gave it to his wife, who was born Evelyn Walsh, the daughter of a wealthy American mine owner, which is kind of like a nice bookmark coming back to a mine. Vincent Walsh, who was believed at one time to be the richest child in the world, he was to succeed to the fortunes of his two grandparents, and John McLean. And this is where it gets a bit dark. The owner of the Washington Post and of the Cincinnati Enquirer, and Thomas E. Walsh, the Colorado mining king. So he was a rich little boy. The child's full name was Vincent Walsh McLean, and from the time of his birth, he was subject to very special security precautions, as his parents had been warned that he would be kidnapped. The house and grounds where he lived were surrounded with steel fences, and there were guards to protect him at all circumstances. But one day, the 9-year-old boy slipped out of the security gates, ran down the street, and was killed by a passing motor car. Both his parents were away from the house at a race course. Sorry, lost me in throat. Race course in Kentucky. A race course in Kentucky. The McLeans suffered another major loss in 1946 when their daughter committed suicide, aged 25. My age, shit. Evelyn McLean's husband left her for another woman, became alcoholic, and was declared insane, being confined to a mental institution until his death in 1941. Evelyn was forced to sell the family newspaper, the Washington Post, and died soon after her daughter's death. Oh dear. On Evelyn's death, in 1947, the Hope Diamond passed into the collection of the Smithsonian Institution. James Todd was the mail worker there who delivered the Hope Diamond to the Smithsonian. He crushed his leg in a truck accident, injured his head in an automobile accident, and then lost his home in a fire. Oh, for fuck's sake, mate. Then Evelyn McLean...
own it.
Sorry?
And he didn't even own it.
He didn't even own it. It's just the power of the diamond. It spreads out like the Grudge, you know? Though Evelyn McLean had wanted her jewellery to go to her grandchildren when they were older, it was put on sale in 1949, 2 years after her death, in order to settle debts from her estate. It was taken from the Smithsonian and bought by Harry Winston, a New York jeweller. Winston did not believe in the curse and was unaffected by it. He exhibited it for a time, and then he donated the Hope Diamond to the Smithsonian Institution in 1958 to be the focal point of a newly established gem collection. The end.
Ooh.
That was very wordy, Chris. Did you come up with it all yourself?
I gave up halfway through.
I hadn't noticed.
Because there's only so much you could say about this Hope Diamond. But if you want to get the facts out, you've got to get it right, you know?
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, so the thing is, it starts off, you think to yourself, yeah, it's just coincidence. But then after a series of constant bad lucks and fuck-ups, it makes you think of that saying where if you constantly believe something's true or you believe in bad luck or something, it's bound to happen to you because you'll make it happen subconsciously or something. But the one guy it didn't affect was the last guy who did not believe in it at all. You know, he wasn't superstitious.
And nothing happened to him.
Nothing happened to him. Although he got rid of it quick, didn't he?
Yeah, but so did that delivery guy. He didn't even bloody own it. He only had it for a little while. He ended up getting fucked over already.
He probably got fucked up the most. He's not even one of the
rich ones. I feel worst about him.
Yeah,
he's just a delivery guy.
He had his leg broken, his head smashed in on a press or something, and like his home burnt down. It's like, for fuck's sake.
He could just be a clumsy twat at the end of the day.
He could be.
You know, I just want to say though, like the Sultan, that's understandable because it's a bloody revolution going on there. So it's easy to understand why that happened. A lot of people went bankrupt in the 1800s. A lot of people, rich people, tried to overstep their mark or whatever.
The thing is, with rich people, I don't think people understand they are very unlucky because they think that they're untouchable.
That's true.
Bad shit happens to rich people all the time. They go bankrupt all the time because they live beyond their means. So that's not unusual.
I just find it very, well, sad to say, amusing, but at the same time shocking that the one time this little boy got out from all this security, it was the same time he would, it's like Mr. Magoo style stuff, like shit.
The thing is, if something's been around for as long as this has, obviously there's going to be some bad stuff and good stuff attached to it.
Yeah, of course.
It's just, I think the bad may have been embellished over time.
Like you said, it's been around a very long time, and there's a couple of years, like quite a few years, especially with like Louis XIV, where it almost skips a whole century with nothing happening. But
because nothing bad happened during that century, so there's no point noting it down. They only noted the bad things down. Sometimes that didn't happen.
It's more a case of just falling into the hands of very famous, notable people, and then those people eventually die,
Yeah, like everyone does. That's the one thing that everyone has in common. They're all going to die.
There's a video on YouTube that I was watching about this diamond, and one of the quotes from this documentary was, all the people that owned it, their lives ended in death. And you're like, I'm not to break it to you, but that's how everyone's life ends. It's like saying, the curse is death. Well, everyone has death, It's a bit much. It's a bit of a jump to say there's a curse, I think, personally.
I think it's just the case that some of these deaths are quite grisly, That's the main point. I mean, some of them were more sudden than others, but also a lot of them were quite grisly. I mean, the whole Pack of Wolves legend, someone might have made that up just to make the story a bit more interesting as well, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. Because I heard the guy, I think, sold it to the McLeans. Is it Cartier? I think they say he may have sexed the whole story of the curse up a bit.
Yeah, because and also it makes it more valuable because if a gem or a diamond or something, there has a story and a history behind it, people are willing to spend more money.
You've got snake oil.
So that's another reason to embellishing whatever.
I read that I think this Evelyn Walsh McLean, I think she was quite keen to kind of for that to happen so she could boost up the investment. So she was saying, so she could like attract people to come and see it. So he's saying I've got this diamond that's got this curse. It's kind of, she's going to be the envy of quite a lot of people. Particularly in America, it's quite in a lot of the old kind of diamonds and gemstones and all that kind of stuff. A lot of old antiquities that used to belong to the European royal families ended up in America. Because America didn't have a history of its own in some ways. So it had to kind of, in a way, use European history in a way to kind of. Yeah,
someone says that's why they can't get enough of our royal family and stuff.
They like the royal family more than British people do, I think.
Possibly.
Even though they spent a part of their wars were trying to get away from that.
It's funny, isn't it? How that happens, but
it is a bit. It's funny how it comes back, but.
Yeah, but do you know what's interesting about Louis XIV? He also owned, at one point, the Mazarin diamonds. And the Mazarin diamonds, not sure if you read the Sherlock Holmes story. There's a Sherlock Holmes story about the Mazarin diamonds. And I think they were blue as well. I'm not totally sure about that. But yeah, that's another famous diamond. But there's no big story around that though. But it's just it became. But it was a part of the Sherlock Holmes stories. It gets stolen from the Louvre, or however you say it, that museum in Paris. Yeah. So that because that's where they're kept. But yeah. So he was quite the diamond owner at the time. He had loads of diamonds and jewels.
Well, didn't you say he was like one of the most powerful people?
Yeah, because what he was, because I've watched a documentary about him recently, and what he used to do, people were very keen for like nobility, so he would get people to basically buy their nobility, so that gave him money, and that was kind of gave him power. And he used to basically
smart,
what he used to.
They do that now.
Yeah, but he used like fashion a lot to kind of bankrupt his nobility, because it was always a battle between the king and the nobility for power. And so basically he used he'd get all the fashions of kind of around the world into kind of Paris, and all these nobles would be so desperately trying to buy this stuff, they'd bankrupt themselves, so they'd put a loan on the king. And then obviously at some point they wouldn't be able to pay it back. So their debt would be to be basically in his servitude, and that's how he got a lot of his power. And so, and also he made people from that didn't have the noble kind of lineage. He'd get them to buy their nobility, and so that's basically how he got his power. And so those kind of diamonds and stuff like that would be a big way of kind of doing it. Because as you said, that's how Tavernier bought his nobility. By selling the diamond, and I think he sold some other things to pay for it, and that's how he got his nobility, and that's how he got his big break in life.
I can't remember if it was him, but wasn't he going bankrupt anyway? Like it was just to get rid of some debt, his father's debt.
It's possibly because I think he'd done a lot of travelling. Obviously, that's how he found it in the first place. I'm guessing that must have cost money, even if I don't think he was exactly poor. To be able to go travelling, I especially don't think you were. But he wasn't like a nobility. He didn't have that kind of background. So he had to kind of pay his way up there, or find some way of getting there. And that diamond is what he used, I think.
Oh, well, so that is the Hope Diamond. Did you enjoy that, Tolman?
I did, yes. But I think the only way we are going to know if it's cursed is if they give it to us. Yeah, I think they should just give it to us, and then we can see.
Funny you should say that, because our special guest today is the diamonds themselves. Well, hey!
It's so pretty. But now they're like about 5 carats because it's been shrinking a lot.
It's killed a lot of people, so give it some credit.
Yeah.
It can only kill about 4 more people before it's...
But think about it, it's like the best assassin in the world.
That's true.
Because it couldn't tie it back to you, so you just gift it to someone and then take it back after they're done with it.
You know someone's got a bit of a grudge against you, and you get that for Christmas, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm dead.
Oh, for fuck's sake, not the Hope Diamond.
Yeah, what did I do wrong?
To be fair, at least you could die with the prettiest diamond.
Yeah, but it's not much use when you're dead.
But that concubine looked bloody lovely with that in her breast.
You know what? I'm surprised none of the people were buried with a diamond, because a lot of the time royalty likes to be buried with stuff, don't they?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Maybe it was too valuable to get rid of, because obviously.
Well, no, because if they willed it, then they have to do it. It's their belongings.
Then you could say, like, why doesn't one of these queens get buried with the crown jewels or something? You know, surely it's a
well, it doesn't belong to
inheritance.
her. It belongs to the state, doesn't it? Surely.
I suppose so. Yeah, exactly. It's a state, so
it's not hers.
Yeah, it could be the same with these diamonds. I mean, like...
No, because they're privately owned.
Oh, I suppose so.
Whereas the crown jewels are handed down from time, so I don't think she actually owns it.
Let me check.
Maybe these rulers were just a lot more, including with their own kind. So they wanted to pass it on.
I just say they give us the diamond and we'll decide. And we can get back to them.
Yeah, I wouldn't be... I'd be all right with that.
Yeah, come on, Smithsonian. It's at the Smithsonian, yeah?
Even £18,000 nowadays is still quite a lot,
Yeah.
We should go visit the Hope Diamond when we go on our holiday.
Why not? Well, maybe it'll rub off on us.
Yeah.
Our dog seduction holiday where we go everywhere that we've mentioned.
We go to all the
That's
museums.
actually where we're going to be during August. It's not because we can't be bothered to do anything. Yeah. It's because we're going on our holiday.
We do study for you guys, you listeners, you dear listeners. Well, they do, and I come along.
And you come along and read a book.
Yes, with
to
pictures.
the microphone. Do you want to tell everyone what that book was?
Yes, it's a very lovely book by Terry Breverton. It's called Breverton's Phantasmagoria, and it's a compendium of monsters, myths, and legends. You can find it from most good bookshops, and I'm just realised I'm selling this book for free, so fuck him.
But you did basically read it.
Yeah, it's where
For the last hour.
I mean, I've heard of the Hope Diamond before, but this actually gave all the information I needed about it, and it's
The only
it's a
reason I
lovely
know
book.
about it is because of, you know that show White Collar?
Yes,
Yeah, that's the reason I know about it.
it was on there.
Yeah, they did a bit on it. Because it's about a thief, isn't it? And con artist.
Oh, of course, yes.
And I was just like, it's so pretty.
I'm trying to remember now. Wasn't White Collar the one about that spy who gets that guy to...
No,
What was that?
it's not about a spy. It's about an FBI agent and a con artist.
I'm thinking of Chuck.
Oh, yeah, Chuck is amazing. I love Chuck.
Yeah, sorry, I was getting... I need to watch that again at some point.
You didn't even finish it.
That's why I need to watch it again.
Okay, Chuck was brilliant. And I was sad when it was over.
Oh, you're
Good
right
riddance.
about the Crown Jewels, by the way, Tom. They're owned by the Treasury.
Good. Bloody well should be.
And how?
And how?
What?
Who?
You know, like 1950s way of saying, yeah. I agree. And how?
To be fair, if like the royal family are living off taxes and stuff, shouldn't we own everything that, all the castles and all
Well,
that
no,
shit?
because they own some of
Yeah.
them. Not all of them.
Yeah, but how'd they get the money for it?
Well, they have money, obviously.
Well, how about they stop living off the state then?
Can we buy the castles they don't own?
To be fair, doesn't like the royal family just own everything and it's on lease for everyone else? Apparently.
Some of the stuff is.
There's something like that, yeah. Because no one actually outright owns anything. They just own it for like 900 years or something.
Yeah, because technically they don't own Buckingham Palace.
Isn't well, because of the bubble inflation from, I can't remember, the Victorian period, aren't they still in debt to the Bank of England?
I don't know about that.
Who paid for
maybe-
the fucking wedding?
Maybe I'm talking bollocks.
I know they own Balmoral because Prince Albert paid for that outright. So
Oh, and Charles owns the sausage factory in Wales, so
Wow.
there's that. No, he does.
They must be living off that then.
the Queen actually owns the McDonald's at Foss Park, which is near me.
Oh, I think you told
Yeah.
me that.
She owns a
She owns quite a
McDonald's.
few. She owns a McDonald's in Slough, actually.
Why?
Because
Why?
there's nothing more
they're
royal
buying,
than a Big
they're
Mac
just
with
buying property and land, basically.
a cheese royale.
Yeah.
That's where it came from.
Yeah, but she likes that. But is that Burger King? Was that McDonald's? I can't remember now.
Might
Do you
be
really
very
think she'd put a cheese royale anywhere near her?
I don't know. Don't know what she did. She might be
If it
King
paid
Keith.
the
I don't
debts,
know.
sure. Bit of food in the bedroom.
I don't know where she likes putting stuff, so don't ask me.
Basically, the point of this episode is give us the Hope Diamond and we'll figure it out for you.
You just want that
Yeah.
diamond, don't you, Tom?
I really do want that
You're showing
diamond.
your
It's
true
lovely,
colours
isn't it?
in this episode.
I want the bloody... It's a lovely diamond.
You know who I want?
Who do you want?
Miss Munn. Miss Munn.
Are you
Yeah.
fucking kidding me?
Oh
Is
my
that what
God.
you went away to do? You weren't really eating, were you? You
No,
were
I was
fatting.
eating. I was eating. But I should have fat.
Yeah.
Oh, your mum was there, though.
She did go in the other
My
room.
dog would like to see Olivia Munn.
Yeah.
I really shouldn't have mentioned her, right?
I'm going to mention her from now on. She's my thing.
Every time you say Olivia Munn, I'm going to say Kim
It's
Kardashian's
the
ass.
Olivia Munn episode.
Kim Kardashian ass.
Or what if
And I can imagine.
what if the diamond got lost up Kim Kardashian's ass?
Well, the black hole would probably suck it
Ah.
up.
That'd be such a
Well,
lot.
the important thing is no one would die. So,
Or she would die, as well as the family, because it's a curse.
you kidding me? And that's like that don't quit.
What's going to happen to that ass when she dies?
Oh, it's just going to... I think silicone just hardens, doesn't it?
They're gonna preserve it and just show future generations
I have-
how stupid society was for the last. Like it represents our society now.
Can they keep it in the museum with the blue diamond?
What, Smithsonian?
Kim Kardashian's ass.
Smithsonian's a classy place.
Oh, society's going downhill anyway, so it'll probably end up there eventually.
But I have a serious question, right? You see, when you see a girl or a guy with a really, 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 really big ass, do you guys ever wonder about what it's like when they're sitting on the toilet seat?
Yeah, but a guy with a big ass?
Well, yeah, because guys take shits. I mean, they don't shit standing up.
I do wonder how she does it, how Kim does it.
Because unless you had, like, specific toilet seats and toilets, I guess, made.
Do you think they have to use the disabled toilets?
Disabled toilets aren't actually that different to us. They just have, like, the
I know,
handlebars
but
and
there's
stuff.
more room in case they fall over.
Do you think they use public toilets?
Probably.
I don't think they use public toilets. Well, no, I mean, Kim Kardashian doesn't, but other people, yeah. Yeah, maybe they use disabled toilets.
She happily goes in Kanye's mouth.
Oh.
As does Olivia Munn.
He eats that talent up.
Oh. That's disgusting.
Is that a new low
You
for the
disgusted
dog's
even
deduction?
that.
Oh.
Yes!
You did think
Yes!
it undoable.
You've heard it here first, listeners.
That's making me peek up my twirl, that is. Jesus. Oh.
Oh, I need some chocolate now.
My God, are we going to rename this podcast Kim Kardashian's ass? I was going to say fat ass, but I don't want to be derogatory to another woman.
That's the first restraint. Oh my God.
Isn't her ass meant to be really oily or something like that, though?
I don't think her ass is actually real. I think it's silicone.
She broke the internet because she put oil in her ass, didn't she?
Yeah, you wouldn't want to go to the toilet after her if she's got all that oil on there. You'd get stuck to the toilet.
And herpes.
You see a woman like that who's known only for how perfect her ass is, and you think, but what's it like when she has diarrhea?
The thing is, I don't think her ass is perfect. I think it's
not.
too big.
But a lot of people love it.
I guess different folks, different strokes, right?
I hate to be kind of negative, but there's a point where your ass is so big that you look stupid, I think.
Yeah.
But then again, I have a feeling she looks stupid even without a big ass. Because she is stupid.
Well, you know, all folks, you know, we take all folks in this world.
Yeah, I guess we have to, don't we? We don't really have a choice in the matter.
We have to, don't we?
But if we had a choice, I mean, the world would be such a smaller place. The population levels would be...
Just to defend her, she doesn't go around blowing up countries, so she's not a politician.
That's true.
She's not Hillary Clinton, so, you know.
But she does ruin the youth of tomorrow that are going to develop into world leaders someday.
What?
So she might have a detrimental effect on the world.
That could be a joint effort between parents nowadays and, you know...
Yeah, but the parents are letting their children be exposed to people like her.
She is a piece of content, but there are people that provide this content. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I held back before. I couldn't do it anymore. I did it once. Well, is that not enough? Do I not get props
you held back on the fat part, and we're very proud of you for that.
Because I don't like body shaming people. No. But her arse is weird, and I don't think it's real. And I don't like what she represents. I just don't like the woman.
You called me a white bastard a minute ago.
Did I?
You edited out. Jesus Christ. You said, you white, ginger, brunette bastard with a beard.
I would never put brunette in there. I'd just call you white, ginger bastard.
Bloody mayonnaise white people look all the same to me, you said. Oh. And I tell you, Tom, it burnt my ashes. Rustled my jimmies, Tom. I've never had such hate.
Against black guys, white guys.
See, that's the thing. Colour doesn't matter because when you get cremated, you look the same then, don't you?
Yeah, everyone's grey.
And smouldering, so, you know, there you go.
Oh, I'll see you guys in hell.
Do we believe in an afterlife? If we believed in an afterlife, we wouldn't be doing this podcast.
You guys, want to become Buddhists before we die and just, come back as ants?
I think if there is one, us three are probably prime candidates for it. I mean,
I think we're primed to take over, to be honest.
You can do your fourth Reich then, can't you, Timon? Or you call it sixth Reich.
In hell. Yeah. I would break hell, right? Was that Spider or the dog?
That's Spider.
It sounded like a child crying. I was like, they don't have kids in the house.
She is a child crying.
I've completely forgot what I was saying now.
It's anyway. About hell.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'd break hell and make it erupt on Earth.
You mean you'd break the fabric between those realities?
Yeah, if these fairy tales are right, hell is downstairs, heaven is upstairs. So I have to break the ceiling of hell.
That's lovely.
I just have a nice chit chat with all the interesting people there.
To be fair, don't you think hell would have more interesting people than heaven?
So.
Because if the people that go to heaven are the really religious ones and the ones that make you want to blow your own brains out when talking to them, don't want to be in heaven.
Yeah. People are going to be like Joan of Arc, and she'll be just going on how great France is, how great God is.
Or Cliff Richard. Hey, you know what? If Cliff Richard is devout and he's right about his religion, he's going to be up there too. You're going to miss out on Cliff Richard.
Oh, you'd want to go to hell
however,
at that point.
if he did do what some people accusing him of, he'll be going to hell. So.
Yeah.
Ah, that's true.
But that's not great.
So
Either way.
you're going to go with the odds. You're hoping that he did these things so you can meet him in
that's
hell.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
That sounds like what you're saying.
The funny thing is, everyone's going to be really honest. So, like, you could ask these people that, like, why'd you do it? And they'll be like,
No, guys, we need to stop.
oh, yeah.
Because if we end up going to hell, don't you think Kim Kardashian and the family are going to be there?
Oh.
That arse in heaven.
I'm going to turn to religion.
Which one?
I'm going to do all of them just to give all my covers, all my bases covered. Yeah, I'm going to heaven, man. I am not going to hell if that means I have to share. Oh, Justin Bieber will be there too.
Just give up all carnal pleasures, pray in one direction, and don't eat pork, and you'll be fine.
So, next episode will be on the wonders of life and how beautiful it is, and how we are grateful for every second we are on this earth with our fellow man.
How?
Fuck you, Tarman. I want to meet Carmen. I want to meet Kardashian. I'm going to get that ass. And if I have to go to hell to do it, then so be it.
Yeah.
But if we end up taking over hell, right, that means we could put them through hell.
Yeah, well, I've already figured out the trick to hell. If it is as torturous as everyone says, pretend to enjoy everything they do to you, like make sex noises and everything, until you find a torture that is actually kind of okay, and then say, like, oh, yeah, this is horrible, and they'll be like, got him. But really, you're just, like, getting a nice soapy sponge bath.
I think we should explore Kim Kardashian's arse. It's more... Because it's like a planet. You need to...
I'll let you guys take that.
Yeah. If it's a planet, it'd probably Uranus, would be...
Make it a 3-hour episode.
Yeah. Oh, there's just so much to talk about.
Are we really going to talk about Kim Kardashian for 3 fucking hours?
So much to talk
Me
about.
and Matt will. Yeah.
Oh, you guys are going to do it and you're going to edit it too.
That arse just consumes conversation, basically.
It consumes everything, doesn't it?
It's as if I get lost in a black void and then I realise, no, I'm in
I think even the sun could get
there.
swallowed up by that.
Why the fuck are we talking about Kim Kardashian anyway?
I think you brought her up again.
Did I?
You always bring it up her and her arse. I don't know why.
What
You've
is
got an
it,
obsession with her arse.
Did I bring her up last episode as well?
Yeah, I think you might have.
Oh, why did I do that? I'm
It's
sorry.
the new Savile. I don't
You
know
know what, listeners? I'm so sorry. I've never been so genuinely sorry before in my life. But I'm sorry to have put you through this chat about Kim Kardashian's fucking ass. But if you're true listeners to us, please stop following her on Twitter and Facebook and all that shit. And just join our religion.
Transatlanticism.
Yes. And also, if you can get hold of the Hope Diamond for us, that would be great. Because that's what this episode was about, not our arse.
We've got to offer them something, though. Because, like, there's 72 virgins or something like that. We've got to offer them something like that.
What, the people giving us the Hope Diamond or people joining our religion?
To our religion. Make something attractive so you can join up.
Well, one thing I've never understood about the whole 72 virgins is you've got eternity. You're going to use up 72 virgins.
Yeah.
Why don't you just get infinity virgins? Why don't they say, "Oh, you get all the you get all the virgins" or something like that? But
the thing is, why would you be attracted to virgins? Because they're inexperienced. It's not going to be great, is it?
You can teach them things.
I don't understand.
Okay.
Yeah, but after you've done it once, they're not a virgin anymore. How do you know you get to keep them?
I don't know. It's a preference, I suppose. But for example, imagine if like someone said you're going to get 200 Twinkies when you die. And you were like, fuck, I do love Twinkies. Even if they said, like, each Twinkie takes 20 years to eat. And you'd be like, bloody hell, yeah, I'm sorted. You are going to get through them. And then you're just going to be in paradise with no Twinkies left. And it's like, well, where's my Twinkies? Like, because it's all gone now. Like, I've just got me and paradise for all eternity. with no reward.
I've got it. Once you've used up the virgins, you just have all the non-virgins then, don't you?
Well, I don't think they give you non-virgins.
Why not?
Why would they? That's the deal, is the 72 virgin. That's your lot. That's all you're getting.
I read that that it's just that exclusive.
No, all you get is 72 virgins, Matt. That's it. You don't, and after you've plucked them, you can't have them again because they're not virgins again. So you only get to have sex 72 times.
I haven't read that bit where they say non-virgins are excluded.
Well, it's part of our religion.
Our religion.
The dog seduction religion. I mean, if you visit the brothel, we're going to have a pastor there. As in, pastor, the ones that preach.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know the terminology
not
for
the
these
thing.
freaks. No. I realised when it came out of my mouth, I was like, that sounds like pastor.
Yeah.
Pastor.
I guess the reward could be a non-ending conversation with the three of us on the Dog
Yeah,
Seduction.
you'd have us on a live feed.
Forever.
24/7.
Yeah.
While you're having sex? Oh, I'm not sure I want to do that to the people in our brothel.
Well, to be fair, they've put up with a lot in their life. I mean, they have the E! Network that's on all the time. It's not even one of those channels that goes to sleep. It's just there all the time. So I feel like they've been through a lot. I think they can deal with that. Mm-hmm. So come join our religion as well as our brothel.
We make good kebabs.
Wait, what is that their reward? Is the kebab?
That's the live reward, you know.
Kebabs are cool, so yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you join our religion, we'll give you some kebabs. My dad makes great ones.
There you
I
go.
like steak, so
Sorted.
you know.
Donations are welcome.
Yeah, donate to us. Because
Patreon, you know.
if we became an actual religion, we could charge fees.
I need fees. I need the material of money to help me get my visions.
Or just give us the Hope fucking Diamond.
I'll take that as well.
But if Kim Kardashian wants to donate her ass to the Dortz Deduction Museum, would be great for
No,
us.
I
that
think
as
she
well.
should donate it for scientific, testing.
Yeah, we should do the scientific testing.
I don't want to touch
Yeah,
it.
me and you, Matt, we'll have a little prod.
We'll get
and see
our
what's going
head
on
in there.
What is it with you two? The last couple of episodes, you guys have been really pervy.
I think we're getting sucked into the fascination.
We're getting sucked into our ass, basically.
It's a subconscious thing, I think.
That black universe.
There's something wrong with you guys, all right? And I think we should just leave for a little bit.
Yeah, let's go watch some Olivia Munn clips.
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake! All right, I think we should actually sign off, ladies.
Okay.
So we hope you enjoyed this episode on Kim Kardashian, apparently, and Matt and Chris's reading of that book.
Remember, there's always hope.
There's always hope. So, and also, if you are a thief and you like listening to us, steal us a Hope Diamond. You can email us with information about drop-off points and stuff at thedocseduction@gmail.com. You can also Facebook and Twitter us. And you can YouTube us, but don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. Diamond's a girl's best friend.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Oh, you know who did a song called Diamonds Are Forever remix was Kanye West, and he's married to Kim Kardashian.
Why? Just why? We were almost done.
I can't get it out of my mind.
Okay, if you guys decide to talk about Kim Kardashian in the next episode, I'm going to punch
You're
you
the one
both.
that brought her up, so both times. So
You guys just can't get away from the arse,
nor
though.
can you. Even you're taken in by it.
Not really. I mention it. I don't go in depth detail about it.
It's still in your mind, though. It's still there. It's,
Well,
it's imprinted in everyone's minds, I think.
there's a lot of things in my mind.
Yeah.
I've just literally, while you guys have been talking about Kim Kardashian, I've been drawing all over my arm.
Really?
Yeah.
What have you been drawing on there?
Faces, words.
Wow.
Humans.
You're quite the artist.
Yeah.
Chop your arm off.
I don't know why I did it. I've drawn on my foot as well. I basically just did a massive mouth. Well, I just started off with a circle and built a face around it. Anyway, I think we should say goodbye. So we hope you liked it. Goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye. Bye.
Goodbye.